Hello YouTube and welcome to my birth story. I've been promising to do this for so long and now I'm finally getting around to it. Okay, so congratulations, you've discovered that you're pregnant and it is the most amazing news in the world. I'm happy for you. Loads of wonderful experiences to come. Don't be afraid, don't panic, don't worry about giving birth, which is why you're here looking at birth stories. Don't look up horror stories because it's not going to be anything like that. It's your pregnancy, it's your body, it's your labour, and it's going to go how you allow it to go, so do not be afraid. My birth story in a nutshell I'll give you in detail after, but basically it was 9 hours from start to finish and it was 3 hours of intense pain, unbearable pain, and I stood up while delivering. Once I was dilated enough, I stood up, and that really helped. If you can stand up, gravity will really help you get that baby out. And I didn't have any drugs, no gas and air, nothing. I didn't want anything like that, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, or I was told it was. So don't panic. Don't panic. Some good advice is on the way. Okay, so when I found out I was pregnant, I was ecstatic. It was brilliant. You know, I was engaged and me and my husband got married while I was pregnant, so there was loads of experiences and it was good. It's a good pregnancy. I was terrified up until 7 months, and then I went to an antenatal class in King George Hospital and I met this woman named Kim. She was keeping the class and she was saying that a lot of her mothers deliver babies drug-free and pain-free, and I was just like, yeah, right, what planet is she on? And then I looked up some Christian books and I found 3 books. One's called God's Plan for Pregnancy, the other one's called Pregnancy God's Way, and the other one was called Supernatural Childbirth. If you can get that book changed a whole lot of stuff for me. I wasn't afraid anymore because the books were saying that you can give birth without drugs, without complication and without pain, and it goes into the Bible and talks about Exodus, where the Hebrew women were having their babies fast before the Egyptian midwives came, because if it was a boy they would kill it. This was in the days of Moses. So it was biblical and there was scripture for it, so I jumped on it, got my faith in gear, started believing, and I'm so glad that I read those books. Otherwise I would have gone in there begging for every drug possible. No, I wouldn't have even asked for any drug. I would have asked for the potion from Romeo and Juliet where Juliet kills herself for 3 days and comes back alive. I would have asked for that. That's how petrified I was. So yeah, I started praying and believing and confessing, and it was really good. It was really, really good. So if you can, get hold of those books, because fear will rob you of a wonderful experience. Okay, so the birth story in detail. My birthing partners was my husband, who was coming from Trinidad to London, and my mum, who was coming from Italy to London, and they were both there in time. And the day of my labour, well, I knew the night before, because the night before I could feel fluid moving, I could feel a lot of activity down there. So I was sleeping, half asleep, waiting for my water to break. I'm thinking, I'm not going to panic, I'm not going to do anything. I wasn't having any contractions. Well, I think I was having light contractions in the night, but I thought I'm not going to do anything to the water break. So I was really looking forward to the water breaking experience. And well, the whole night passed and no water had broken, and I woke up in the morning, and about 11 o'clock I started having contractions, and they started at 3 minutes apart. Now they say if your contractions are 3 minutes apart, go to the hospital, but I didn't want to go to the hospital and be sent back home, so I took my time. My husband says, what are we going to do? I said, let's go Westfield. So we got ready. I took my time. I knew there were contractions because when I got in the bath they disappeared, and by the time I was ready, we was just about to leave, and I said, no, I need to empty my bowels. So my husband was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, for real, I need to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet and I emptied my bowels and I had a show. So I didn't even know what a show was. Well, I'd read about a show, but you didn't really know what it was until I had one. And when I had one, I knew. So we got the hospital bag ready and put it in the car. And we went to Westfield. Sorry, Westfield, not Lakeside. If I say Lakeside, I mean Westfield. We went to Westfield, and when we got there, I drove with these light contractions at 3 minutes apart, which is very tiring. And when we got there, I said, I need to go toilet again. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yep. Went to a disabled toilet in Westfield, which are lovely, by the way. One of them's even got a bed in it. So I went to toilet, emptied my bowels. I had the maternity pad on, so, you know, everything was okay. And we shopped around a bit. And then I said, half an hour later, I need to go toilet again. So I went toilet again, emptied my bowels. Everything was okay. And came out the toilet, started to shop around, and then the contractions started to get painful. Well, at least I thought they were painful. But they really weren't, considering how bad it was going to get. So I was like, oh, let's leave. Let's go now. Let's go get my mum. But before I go, I need to go to the toilet again. He goes, are you sure? I go, yeah, seriously, I need to empty my bowels. So again, I emptied, this was the fourth time I emptied my bowels, and we left. And by this time, when the contraction came, I was stopping and holding on to my husband. And I drove from Stratford to Walthamstow to go get my mum. Well, my mum was in the house. And I got in the house and she's like, eat, you need to eat. So I ate some food, and my cousin's got an app. Press the button when the app, and I was like, look, I don't need an app to tell me that my contractions are 3 minutes apart. But with this app, they concluded that my contractions slowed down to 4 minutes when I lied down. So my mum's like, no, get up, walk. So by this time, I'm in pain now, and I'm starting to feel like, oh my gosh. And mum was like, walk, marching me around the house. So I'm like, I need to go toilet. Mum's like, no, that's not the toilet. I goes, yes. And my husband's keeping quiet because he knows. So they're all arguing with me, holding on to my legs as I'm marching upstairs, and I go toilet and I empty my bowels again, and everything's fine. And then I come back down the stairs. I'm like, Mum, we need to call the hospital now. So because it's about 5 o'clock in the evening. So we call the hospital, and they're like, yeah, come down. So we piled up in the car, birthing balls, suitcase, quilt, everything, me, my husband and my mum, and we went to the hospital. And when we got there, my mum chucked us out at the maternity entrance, and she went to park the car. And I'm saying to my husband, just let me sit down, please. He goes, no, you're not sitting down. I said, okay, well, I'm going to be sick. He goes, no, you're not going to be sick. And I vomited all over his Pradas. He was not impressed. I know he wanted to slap me. He wanted to slap me. So I get upstairs to the maternity ward, and I'm just thinking, you lot are not sending me home. I don't care if I don't care if I'm not even dilated, I'm not even in the labour, you lot ain't sending me home. So I get up there, they're like, okay, Michelle. The ward was empty. I loved it. And they were like, go and lie down and we'll come in and examine you. So my midwife, Anna, her name was, oh, your midwife is very important. If she's on it, you're going to have that baby quick. If she's not on it, whatever, she can change shift and come back and see you there the next day. So she comes in and she looks at the time. It's about 6:30, and she examines me. She says, congratulations, Michelle, you're 5 centimeters dilated. You're not sending you home. And I just thought, you weren't sending me home anyway. So she goes, okay, we'll just do you want any drugs? I was like, no, my birth plan says no drugs. She's like, okay, fine. So she goes out of the room and she leaves me and my mum and my husband in there. And by this time, I think I'm in pain. Well, I was in a considerable amount of pain because my pain threshold is quite low, and a little bit of pain and I start vomiting. So for me, that was it. I was, giving birth to a hippopotamus. So I'm there screaming and misbehaving because the ward's empty and no one else can hear me apart from the staff. And then I said, I need to go toilet again. My mum's diving across the bed like, no, you are not going toilet. That is not toilet that you want to do right there. And I'm like, well, okay, well then I'm gonna push. So the midwife hears me and she runs in, and she examines me and she goes, oh my gosh, Michelle, you're 9 centimeters dilated. If you want to push. Do you want any drugs? I'm like, no. So I'm like, oh my gosh, they're letting me push. After so long of holding back, they were letting me push. So it's kind of like shock. You don't even know what to do. So I'm aware that I'm lying on the bed and I'm supposed to be standing up. So yeah, this midwife hasn't told me, it's like 7:30 and the midwife hasn't told me that my water hasn't broken and I'm pushing out a sack which is bigger than the baby. Imagine like the baby is smaller than a cushion and you're trying to push out a cushion. So anyway, they had handover and I got another midwife, Emma her name was. She was on it. She come in, she goes, Michelle, get on your left. I was like, I don't want to, it hurts. She's like, get on your left. I thought, oh my God. Got on my left, felt more painful. No, I want to stand up. She goes, okay, good. She said, now your water hasn't broken, so I could either break your water, you can stand up and it'll be quick and very painful, or you can lie down and deliver the sack. It'll be longer but less painful. All I heard was quicker. I was opting to stand up and get off my left as well, definitely. So she broke my water and that was nice, because they say when they break the waters it hurts. No, I felt the hot water hit my ankle. It was lovely. Broke my waters and I stood up and a third pain came in. Now this is the real unbearable pain. If you think that you're in pain during labor, when that baby is coming down your vagina, the birth canal I should say, that hurts. That is the real pain. And when they hadn't broke the water, I could just feel a stuck sensation. Once they broke the water, I could feel this baby moving and trying to come out, and I just thought, oh my God, I want to lie back down. Emma just looked at me like, hell no. So she says, when the next contraction comes, push. So I had 3 contractions and that was it. I stood up, I was hanging off my mom and my husband. I pushed. I didn't even push hard. I was just, and I didn't feel crowning, I didn't feel tearing. I tore 3 different places. Didn't feel any of that. I just felt extreme, excruciating, unbelievable pain, and it lasted about 15 minutes. And the next thing I know, they were telling me stop pushing, and they were hoisting me back on the bed, and they were telling me, holding my leg up and shouting stop pushing. And I wasn't aware that I was pushing at the time, but your body's doing it. And yeah, they're just flipping him out, when the body just flops out. And yeah, he was out. He weighed 6 pounds 3 ounces. He was healthy. Oh, he was so lovely and cute. I put a picture in. And that was it. Yeah, so really and truly, considering how bad it got, the real unbearable, excruciating pain that you will feel is when the baby's coming out the birth canal. Everything before that is manageable. I don't think that you need drugs. The best advice I can give you is to listen. You can either not listen and clam up and refuse to do anything that they're telling you to do, and it will go on for longer and it will be painful. Or you can listen, do it. I know when they tell you to do something and you do it, it hurts even more, but it'll be quick. So the best advice is to have an experienced birthing partner, someone who's given birth before, in there with you. Listen to everything they're saying, and yeah, it'll be fine. Don't panic. I know you feel the pain and you get scared. Don't. It's only childbirth. Women have been doing this for centuries, and nowadays people don't die unless there's crazy circumstances. So it wasn't that bad. I'm currently pregnant with twins, 5 months, so I'm going to be going through it again. I'm going to go drug free, hopefully. If there's nothing wrong, I'm not getting this cesarean business, and I'm going to stand up. And the way I see it is, I really got nothing to worry about. It's going to be, if it was 15 minutes with one baby of excruciating pain, it will be 30 minutes of excruciating pain, because the 2 of them will come out of the birthing canal. And if they want me to deliver in a sack, I will deliver in a sack this time, because I want to see what it's like. I mean, I've googled a couple of pictures, but there's not many pictures of babies in a sack. But anyway, yeah, so it's wonderful. It's fine. It's not that bad. If you can give birth, you can do anything. You can do anything. Your body knows what to do. God has designed you perfectly. let your body do what it's supposed to do. One of the things I didn't want is to poo on my baby. A lot of women, they're pushing so much, everything just comes out and they mess. I didn't want that, and therefore my body flushed. That's why I went to the toilet 3 or 4 times before I went into whatever stage of labor. But yeah, let your body do what it's gonna do, and you'll be fine. Congratulations, I'm happy for you, and I'll be doing another birth story for twins. All right, that's all. Bye, YouTube.